Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm the new mysterious person.
Hi.
Popped in.
Okay. Did you see a token that you liked, Woodar?
Yeah, can you just make the token of the picture I found? I don't know how to do it.
That is probably gonna take me like 5 minutes. So, do you have one that you can use in the meantime, and I'll do it for next time?
I mean, use one. Boop. Does this work?
Sure, that'll work for now. Let me set that up. And well, first, can you edit your character name on your character sheet?
Yes. I go. Yeah.
All right. Okay, we should be set up. Let me scroll back to where we were. So you guys were in that room with the tomb and a bunch of bird people bodies at this current moment.
Yeah, we killed those. It was a sarcophagus and somebody was laughing, I think.
Yeah, you could hear kind of laughing from some other room, but it's loud enough that you can. It's just kind of coming through the walls. I think generally in the southwest direction.
Alright.
I can only scroll like 10 pages at a time, so give me a minute. Okay. And I think you guys tried to take some of the robes and grab the bird masks as best you can.
Yeah, and I like patched them up to match our body length. Yeah.
So, where would you like to do next?
I believe we were going back to the bird room where we would then try to get to the center part.
Yeah, we're gonna
I think
go.
that's where we left off. And if anyone wants to argue,
And one way or another, we have to go back through the bird people because this is a dead end, as far as we know.
right? Oh yeah, did we want to? That was the question. Did we want to check out the tomb thingy first
And the
before we
previous
went
room
back?
where we saw stuff.
There was only the two doors in that room, one leading here and one back to the bird people.
Like, open it.
Yeah, the previous room is just
That's the room where we rested and we could see into other rooms with the mosaic.
yes, it had the scry tiles on the floor.
Alright.
Question.
Uh,
What are you doing
by the
with
way,
Valfiel?
Caleb, how long did you say that I was gonna be at half strength because of the attack?
Do you remember what that was from?
It was that weird panther thing that can change shape and was green and vomit.
I
It,
don't remember
Yeah, and
what that
came
is.
from the wall.
Oh,
It was while we were
okay,
resting.
okay, yeah.
I feel like it was on the order of hours, not. But I don't remember exactly
Yeah,
how many.
it might have been like an hour. I've got it written down here somewhere. Yeah, it was supposed to be an hour. And that was inside this room, right? So
No, it
it
was
was
while we were
relatively
resting.
recent.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
while
it
we were
was
Yeah,
on
resting.
the.
right
So
before.
the
but
we're
it's
probably
room.
like
still pretty
halfway
recent.
through with that, maybe.
Okay.
So did we want to check out this sarcophagus, or are we headed back to the bird room?
I think we decided that opening the coffin was either a good idea or an absolutely horrid one.
I would guess a horrid one because it's related. It might be related to that lich that we don't want to mess with.
Or whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah,
It might be the soulless person.
right.
I also vote for horrid.
You what?
What did you say, Bagor?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
What are we doing with Balthiel?
Um. Uh. He's probably just gonna get lost or something. Or maybe
Okay.
maybe the thing from the walls is just gonna like pull out and like grab him and pull him into a crevice or something.
Okay. Cool.
We'll see.
All right. So we're dressed as bird people, and we're headed back.
We should probably figure out who's going to be holding the bag of holding. Justice.
Oh yeah.
I will.
Right.
Okay. And he didn't have. Let me check his personal inventory and make sure he didn't have anything important in there.
He did have the Revivify scroll that we
Oh
already had.
yeah. So one of you needs that.
We could just put in the bag of holding since. Or who do we have that can heal pretty well? That would be like you're next, right?
Yeah, I'm the next one that can heal.
Yeah, I've got only limited healing.
Yeah, he also had the wineskin full of the black liquid.
Oh, from the room of
Uh,
the ice.
I'll take that since I have the jade eye too. Or rather, that'll go in the bag of holding.
And that's probably everything important for now.
Okay, wait, we're putting his stuff on the bag of holding, or are we splitting it? Can't talk today.
I think we'll just shove it in the bag of holding for now, and you can look over it and decide if you want to split it up later.
Okay.
Alright, so you're leaving this room without opening? Sounds like.
Yeah, on a paranoia's sake.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. Seems like a bad idea.
I'm pretty sure that if we hadn't encountered the person with no soul and confirmed that they had no soul, we probably would be opening it, but we did, so we're not.
Well, actually, if it's even just that, but when we met Alpha Dread and she told us, no, the whole no soul thing is keeping back a horribly powerful
that's
evil
right.
thing. I think
That's
that's kind of what tipped us off to not open sarcophagus.
Alright, so you guys head back into the Scry Tiles room. And you continue on towards the bird room. Probably just at this point, we'll say like this thing in the walls comes back and grabs him and just like pulls him through a crevice for simplicity's sake. Just so we don't have to worry about having an extra person.
No.
It's real sad. Unfortunate.
As he's being pulled through, I'm like, throw the bag of holding!
Yeah. And you take a minute to collect yourselves and then go back in here. At this current point in time, most of the bird people are kind of organized. I'll throw some tokens on here. There's a group over here. They're kind of hard to see because it's like brown on black. You hear some voices coming from inside this center chamber, and you see some more at the bottom of the hall. So, no one's right on top of you right now.
Walking as naturally as I can, I start heading towards the center room.
Towards the center?
That's what I want to find out. And while we do, I kind of want to start, I'll say pretending to argue about the laughter that we heard, just on the theory that they are often arguing, so if we're arguing, that makes us fit in better.
Okay.
Okay, I play along with that.
Yeah, I'll join in on that argument as we make our way over.
Alright, I'll have one of you can make a performance check with advantage.
Performance. Who wants to take that?
I'd rather not.
I'd agree with that sentiment. All right, I can. I'll do it.
It was my idea. I'll take it then, I guess.
Sure. Okay, go for it.
Go for it.
Alright, we'll keep that in mind. And you guys, in general, approach the center of the room. Yeah, nobody that sees you so far stops you right away. And you peek inside, and you see definitely several more. Two of them have rows which are a little bit lighter colors. They definitely stand out and make you think that they're different in some way, but they're still wearing the same bird masks. So I'd say there's probably maybe like 8 to 10 in this room below you. And they are all arguing. It seems like the two in lighter colored robes are kind of leading two different factions in this argument, and they're arguing amongst each other about what section of the dungeon they're going to go into next.
Is there any items or furniture or anything in the center room that's not out of it on the wider room?
It's got some tables and chairs. It's got we could say there's like 4 or 5 beds in there. But it seems mostly typical for what's in the outer room. It's got like a desk or 2 desks.
Does that desk have any like books or papers or writing on it?
It's got some papers on it and like a quill. Both of them do. You can't really make anything out from the entrance.
If I tried to sneak into the room from here, would that be stealth disadvantage since there's kind of people, but they're not paying attention?
It'd probably just be a straight stealth roll, but it'd be a difficult one.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do that and get to the desk and see if I can see what writings there are there.
All right. While he's doing that, I'll stay out here and continue the argument with Begur.
Yeah, while we're arguing, I want to be like on the lookout to see if anyone is approaching or not.
Okay. Let me try to figure out where I want these desks. Yeah, we'll say they're kind of against the walls over here, one on each side. So yeah, you can kind of just get just in the doorway enough to kind of lean over and see what some of the writings are. There's a couple papers scattered across, but they all kind of have the same heading at the top, and it just says command from what's that woman's name?
Alfred Dread?
Yeah, commands from Alpha Dread. And like one of them says keep watch on the Night of Thieves. One of them says try to learn how to use the scry tiles. One of them says find out what the Saurids are up to.
Saurids?
Yes, it's not necessarily a word that you guys have heard of before.
Okay. Would it be sleight of hand if I try to steal them?
Sure.
Factor into my stealth that I already rolled.
It'd probably be a separate roll, so you can roll a sleight of hand if you want them.
Okay.
Wow.
It's separate, but it's almost the same.
That's pretty impressive.
It's almost the same as an understatement.
I mean, you rolled differently, just different modifier.
Yeah.
yeah, good point.
Okay, so you kind of figure out a way to pick them up and drag them off with you without making a lot of racket, and you kind of swiftly exit the room and rejoin your friends.
Who I'm now arguing with about which direction we should go.
Oh, up is the witch, this girl. Where is
Left
it?
is nothing, so right by default.
Yeah, that's the next place.
Yeah, but there were a lot of things. I'm like nodding to let them know that I agree with them, but I'm arguing out loud that there were a lot of places the other way that we haven't been yet, and et cetera, et cetera.
There's a lot of places we haven't been over there either.
Alright, so while arguing, we'll have one more performance check with advantage to make it past this group in the top right.
Want to do it again? Oh god.
Well,
Only the
luckily
with
for
advantage
them,
is enough.
they are caught up in the argument. So you guys did well enough that they're not going to stop you at this point.
Do I hear what they're saying? Like, what are they arguing about?
These guys are arguing about which of the leaders is doing a better job. They're like just shrieking Santical, no, Bittervetch.
So we got names. Okay. But nothing like about the dungeon or.
No, not really.
All right.
Okay, let me switch pages. Oh, this is not the right page. Okay, this room, pretty small. This room is kind of a former living area. It's covered in beds, trunks, chairs, tables, but they're all ruined. They're tangled up in vines. Definitely seeing some disuse. Roses have burst through the walls and the floor and are growing everywhere.
Does it look to me that this is a natural growth or like something magical is causing it?
It's about as natural as all the other overgrowth in this dungeon, which is a little bit unnatural, but it seems to be kind of par for the course.
All right. Are these the same black roses or?
No,
like
these are
regular?
just kind of typical roses. There's some red ones, there's some white ones. But the smell in this room from the roses is a little bit abnormal. There's a couch. I'll say a couch in this corner of the room. Some chairs. There's a row of beds up here. But it's
Did
all.
you drag us to the map you're on?
Oh, I'm. I didn't
I
do
was
that.
I was a little confused there.
Yeah. Oh, I drew it all on the wrong map. Let me see if I can copy this over.
Roll 20 copy and paste functions are not the best.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, you come in from the left on this map. There's tables, there's a couch, a row of beds on the top.
A row of beds?
Yeah, they're kind of like there's holes in them. There's like vines growing straight through the cushions.
I want to take a look under the beds in case someone stashed something there.
Before I forget, let me delete this map on the other page.
I'm gonna try to follow, like you said that the room smells kind of weird. I want to try to follow that smell to see if I get to the root of that, like what's causing it.
The smell seems to be coming from the roses.
Oh,
And for speed's sake, we'll say that someone is definitely hiding under the beds, and it is a heavily armored dwarf.
All right.
So that's what's the character name here?
I mean, it makes as much sense as anything else we found in this maze.
Yeah. Actually,
yeah, so far so
it
good.
is. It's really surprising because it's a dwarf, which is relatively normal.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the
definitely
weird thing
not
about
a
it
bird
is that it's
person.
normal.
So
We're-
Ovek Many Roads
like-
is under.
Right now, though.
I can just imagine my character's sleeping
Oh,
and
yeah.
hasn't even noticed.
Sure.
Under the bed.
He's hiding pretty well, but you managed to find him, and he does not appear to react.
Oh, hello.
But
That's what I say, and that's what alerts the other people I'm with that I found something or someone.
Yeah.
all you hear is continued loud snoring.
When I look down and see that it's a dwarf, I decide to remove the mask and stuff because I don't want him to assume I'm a bird person.
That's probably a good idea. I'll do the same.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off as well.
Beggar,
Oh, and the rope.
Come-
And the
come
rope.
over here. Help me pull this guy out.
I'm feeling wimpy, but all right. Where
Oh
is
yeah,
he?
you're sick. Let's just leave him. Let's go to the next room.
No. I can like. And I.
That's just as good.
He's
that is
clearly
good.
resting. He's clearly resting. We don't want him to be aggressive when we wake him up. You're weak. Let's just go.
Yeah, but if we leave him, then we're basically just leaving him to the bird people.
He's hidden pretty well, you know. You saw him because you're good at that stuff.
Are you saying I'm short?
Well, let's
No,
not
I
go
just
that way
say-
right now. To be quite honest, and I know this sounds crazy, but maybe he's got a better chance at survival with us than without us. I know.
Why
it's
do we
crazy,
care about his survival?
Because
if it
he's
doesn't-
a person.
Because of what?
He is a person. Wait, no, sorry. I have spent a lot of time with Balfield. Sorry, that kind of rubs off.
Okay, well,
You do
he's
have a
clearly
point, though.
still alive and
Um,
sleeping well under there.
I mean,
uh,
it doesn't
Get it?
hurt us any
You look-
to.
I would like to make some kind of roll to see if I wake up from this arguing. I have no idea
you
what
can
roll that
roll
is.
perception if you want to.
Sure. Let's see if this arguing wakes me up.
Jeez, you won.
We're totally not bird people.
Yeah, they're also dressed as bird people, which, from your
We took off the
experience
masks.
being in here, it's not necessarily dangerous, but definitely something to be wary of. Though, like, they're definitely different because, like, one of them
Mhm.
is short, and one of
A
them
short
is
bird
very
person
tall.
is not usual. Does a 9 wake me up?
Usually no. So,
All right.
I mean, we are right next to your head.
Yeah, but we're not being overly loud about it because, like, we're trying to let him sleep.
Like we're all crouching next to the beds, and we're going like, yeah, no, maybe we should wake up. Like, no, wake him up.
Let's just move up.
I'm
So does he
gonna.
wake up? Is that what we decided, or did he not?
I think
not
that's mostly
yet.
character fit.
Okay.
I'm just gonna reach out and drag him out, like slowly, carefully, like in a non-threatening way.
Are you trying to keep him asleep, or do you want him to wake up?
No, I'm trying to keep him asleep.
All right. I'll have you roll, I guess, sleight of hand.
Light of hand.
You like a strength check?
It's more
I mean,
of dexterity
finesse,
being
yeah.
being finesse.
It might be the heaviest object.
Oh no!
Nope.
So
Definitely
you managed to
not.
like with one hand lift up the bed and with the other hand kind of drag him out, and then just as like you finish, you put his leg down and then you let the bed sit down, but just bops him on the forehead.
What? Huh? Who
Hi.
goes there? Who are you?
Oh,
It's
hi.
polite to,
I start like
it's
standing
polite
up
to
with
introduce
a
yourself
battle
before you
hammer.
ask someone else's name.
Do you want to describe kind
that's-
of the general look of your character, Woodar?
That's true. I think like it's definitely he's very stout, as you would expect from a dwarf. He like sleeps in his chainmail, but that also makes it like really raggedy. He has a really big beard. Probably brown. Yeah, it's good like brown, classic dwarf color hair. And he does like a little bit famished though. He might not have eaten in a couple of days. But he does still have a pretty big warhammer and a nice looking shield that he was using as a pillow. And then he thinks to himself for a moment from that comment and says, that's good. That is correct. My name is Ulrich Mini Roads. Now who are you? Pointing
Hi.
his hammer at people.
That's still not a nice way to ask us, but that's fine. I'm pleased.
I mean, I can hardly blame him for that.
That is true. So Ulrich drops his hammer and puts out his hand to shake your hand and say, I am Ulrich Mini Roads.
Hey, beggar, shake.
All right.
No.
Hi, I'm a girl. I was raised by wolves.
Incredibly obvious.
That's your explanation.
I don't know what
Nice to
you
meet
mean.
you, raised by wolves. I'm just going to assume that's your last name. Mm-hmm. After shaking the hand, I go and pick up the hammer again, and then point it again and say, "Who are you?" Yes.
I lean to Aethys and I go like, we just told him who we are. Why is he asking again?
Probably because he wants us to introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm Athos, and I'll raise my hand up to shake your hand.
I put down the hammer again and shake.
And I do mean raise my hand up because I'm almost
you're
really
a
short.
halfling?
I'm a short halfling.
How short? Like, are you talking about like 4 or 5?
Halflings
I
are
think-
like 3 feet or under, I think.
I
Really?
think you said
4'9".
once 3 feet.
2'9".
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, definitely have to raise your hand. Yeah. Yeah, probably Ulrich's probably like 5'2" in American numbers. So he reaches down to shake your hand. And then he looks at the last person in the body.
I already introduced myself. I'm Leaf.
Oh,
Again.
I didn't do that.
Just Leaf.
Yeah, I figured that's all you need to know.
So after shaking off a bit of the daze from waking up by someone pulling him out from under a bed, he finally realizes that he's talking to some actual, like, I'm going to say humanoids
Yeah.
that
sure.
have like, they're not like crazy.
Yeah,
People
that's
that you can
a
actually
fresh
see the
change of
faces
pace.
of.
Yeah.
Well, crazy is debatable, but yes, go on.
Oh my god! Oh, welcome to my abode. I don't have any food to welcome you with, but maybe we can use some of your food for the welcoming party.
We don't have any food. Sorry.
What? You don't have any food?
No,
How long have you? How do you survive here without food?
I'm a vegetarian.
I kind of reaching up to scratch his head. That might actually be true.
I was gonna say that we just ate a little while ago, but like, all right.
So I'm just between that the
how-
vegetarians just don't eat.
How long have you been in here, Ovek?
Ova. It's
Ovak.
Ovak.
Okay.
Ovak. Your spelling is weird. Okay.
It's dwarven.
Yeah. It's dwarven. It can be weird. So I count 1, 2. But would we agree on Caleb? I think what?
It feels like you've been in here for about a month.
Yeah, I'm going to say like I've been here 1 month ish, maybe. Time is strange in this place. I've definitely eaten 34 times, so it probably has been a month.
All right. If you've eaten 34 times, where are you getting your food?
I get most of my food from this place. Is it the locals call it the garden?
Yeah, this
Or is that
section of the maze is called the garden. It's got
Yeah.
there's a couple places in it you can find something, but also there is a faction that will offer you food if you ask.
Like a charity of
Yeah,
sort.
kind of.
Yeah.
You would know them.
There are some locals here that share the food sometimes, and I also, in this place we call the garden, can sometimes find food that I purify myself, because there are definitely poisonous food here. Don't just eat a apple off the tree.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, the group that is a little bit safe to interact with and will offer you some food sometimes is called the Bondi Reparate.
Bandai Reparate. Do they ask for stuff in exchange?
No, not really.
But they're kind of mysterious.
Yeah, you just kind of just take what you're given and don't ask questions so far. But
Yeah, it seems like a good rule of thumb. Yeah, so I've been here about a month. How long have you guys been here?
26 hours, I think.
That long?
I
26
smacked that gear on
hours.
the back of his head.
What did you do that for?
Sure, let's just tell this person we just met everything about us.
You've seen everything that happens when we lie. Last time we lied, I got stuck in a moon guy's beam and I couldn't move. Maybe telling the truth is a good way here.
Stuck in the moonbeam, but that's okay.
Ovid
To be
definitely
fair,
has a,
you didn't really have a
trusting
chance
face.
to lie there.
Yeah, that gear wasn't the one who lied there. And actually, the last time we lied was in the bird room, and that worked out perfectly.
Yeah, but before that, we lied to the witch and she pulled the golem out on us. So
We didn't lie to the witch. We actually told the truth, and then she's like, "Leave," and we're like, "Okay," and then she pulled out a golem.
you do
There's
make
no
a compelling
lying
argument.
yeah, they're doing like a strange reenactment of arguing like the birds. It's a little confusing.
But
Are these outfits enchanted to make us argue like this?
They are now.
I think Ulrich actually kind of laughs at this argument going on because it's been a while since he's met anyone social that are not like weird people that don't talk but give him food sometimes.
Well,
He definitely likes the conversation. Well, You people are very new to this place, aren't you?
Oh,
What
yeah.
gave it away?
Hmm. Well, if you're going to
All
take
right.
some advice from me, you should definitely try to get some food. Secure a source of food first. And I might even be able to help you with that because I've yet to find a way to get out of here, and you might also be here for a while. Other than death, of course.
Yeah, that's always funny. I'm gonna go pick a couple of roses. And I walk away slowly.
I will say that these roses have kind of a strangeness about them. Let me check something.
Mm,
Yeah, these roses smelled funny. We know
Okay,
that much.
can you, Bagor, can you make a, we'll say, wisdom save with
wisdom
disadvantage.
save.
With disadvantage.
Yeah.
All right.
Do I know about these roses for whatever they're doing?
Damn.
Yes, you.
Can I try yell out, say like, don't, to try like
It's kind of like
counteract the
just an effect that
disadvantage?
permeates the whole room, and I'm just triggering it now.
Oof.
But you can inform them that the smell of these roses is intoxicating, and it makes you more charismatic, but it also makes you cannibalistic. So, Bagor, you felt a strong temptation to lick your cuts and your wounds at this point, but you resisted.
I yell at everyone, cover your faces. We need to get out of this room now. Drop the rose.
Well, why? Isn't this the room you settled down in?
Yes, but I wasn't the one that touched that rose. These things make you want to eat yourself and others. We need to get out now.
Yes, let's follow the man who's been surrounded by roses that make you want to eat other people. Smart.
Hey,
I start
You-
slowly bringing
I
my
do leave,
arm
though.
to
I
my
do-
mouth.
Start going to the north door. Saying.
Which exit is the closest?
Here,
They
one
came
left
from
it.
this exit on the left, and the other one would be the one on the top.
I'm already walking to the north.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
motioning that.
I'm backing away also.
Oh,
picking up my
excuse me.
shield.
This exit on the north is kind of a hole, and now that you think about it, I can't remember who it was, but whoever looks through the
Uh-huh.
hole in the room with the locust, you know where you're at.
Oh,
So
okay.
this hole you can
That was-
probably crawl
was-
through, and it would bring you back to Celandine.
All right, so that was me, and I'm like, oh hey, Locust Buddy is this way.
I think it's safer to go to the locust and then try another where the witch was. Like
No, let's not go back to the Black Antler. Let's go back to Alfredred, and let's not do that when she just stick the golem on us. Let's try going to the pedestal because there's two directions we can go there.
that's also an alternative. Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what we have to do. That's my opinion.
That's what I would go with as well.
Yeah, it's safer. Maybe the golem's still there.
And I'm probably just following along, just getting out of the room right now. Because I've probably seen the effects of this rose has on people.
Yeah, and your cover's kind of blown, but you can kind of tell that these guys aren't as gaunt as like a lot of people in here, so they probably
They
have
still have some humanity
some
left.
kind of source of food on them and a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
sanity.
And protection. Strength in numbers.
So Celandine.
Oh, before we go to that room, I want to pull Ovak pull him back for a second while the guys are crawling, and I'm gonna give him one of my rations.
Those are in the bag of holding that I'm holding.
Not all of them. I think some of them were split up.
I have my own.
Are they? Okay.
So I give him
Awesome.
one of mine, and then like I cover my mouth with one finger, like, shh, don't tell anyone.
I give him a hearty pat on the back. And they start chowing down on the rations while crawling through the hole.
Alright, so you guys are going to be coming in through this hole in here, and right in front of you, you've probably used this entrance a couple times. There's like a pile of books, and there's this giant locust here who he's relatively friendly. He eats through the books after he's done reading them. Strange, but seems to be okay.
Oh yeah. Real quick, what else did the pages I stole say on there? Anything important?
You got the main gist of it all. Let's see if I'll try to think of like something else I can mention on them. But
I mean, it's fine either way. I would just try to like remember or write it down somewhere else so I can give him the pages to keep.
okay. Yeah, you can do that. And you'd offer them to Celandine, but he says, "Oh no, I'm sorry. I like the glue in the books, not really the pages.
Oh,
They'd
I
be
see.
filling, but it wouldn't be tasty."
Do I know this locust?
I understand. Sorry about that.
Maybe you've probably seen him around, but maybe you don't know him by name. But
We haven't.
he
we
hasn't
haven't
like
talked.
attacked you ever. Or anything.
Yeah. I waved at him while we passed by.
Well, hello there.
Good day. Nice to see you again.
Do you
At
have
the
any-
back, I'm going like a narrator, like, he is Celandine. He is a locust, and it's books or the glue, I don't remember, but he eats some of that.
I like him.
Leaf likes him.
Real quick, so would we notice Ovak still eating the rations as he comes out?
It's a good question.
Probably not. It'd be like pretty like dense. He probably could just stuff it in his mouth and chew on it as he crawls through, I feel. So
Alright.
if he doesn't want to, that's okay. North of here, you said you guys want to go all the way back to the pedestal?
Yeah, that's dead.
Yeah, the room that's north of here is the black roses with the thorns.
Right, and then there's the gardens now.
Yeah.
Is the light on this room blown off again, or the torch?
It's been a while. It's probably been relit. So, for Wodar's sake, this room is pitch black because the roses that grow in it and cover it like from floor to ceiling absorb as much possible light as they can. So you're on the south side of it. There's a torch kind of on the right side, which you kind of just see a faint glimmer. You see some more like faint glimmers on the doors. You kind of have a vague idea of where the entrances are. But
And this is like super dark.
yeah,
like
just
darker
because
than
it's so dark
vision.
and because it's covered in thorns, you have to move very slowly to make it through this room.
Yeah, and I'll try to lead the path through it again.
Yeah, we'll do that. And just because it's been a while, I'm going to make an encounter roll. But you guys, I'll have you roll like a survival check with advantage, Athos. Yeah, you managed to like use your sword or whatever you got to bend some stuff out of the way and try to make it a little bit easier for the people behind you. So it definitely takes a while, but you managed to make it to the other side at the north.
I'll use my ranger powers, TM.
This little room is the big shell that's just hiding in the corner. It's pretty green and white, and it's got a very large snail inside of it, and its kind of eyes kind of just wave at you and kind of cocks them sideways, just staring at you. It's in the far corner, so it's easier to avoid.
I wave at this now. You know, be friendly to your neighbors.
Both of us have waved now.
Okie dokie. And the double doors is kind of just a double archway that leads into. I'm gonna have to scroll several pages to get this to, unless I can like right click and. No, I can't. So please ignore everything you see as I scroll.
Oh, yes.
Or the man behind the curtains.
Pay no attention to blank white pages.
So this this room has pretty plain. It's got a pedestal on it. The pedestal is worn. It was once made of stone. But it's got a wineskin with a silver tarnished goblet and plate on.
I already took the wineskin.
Okay.
Yeah, we got the
Is that the
goblet
same
too.
wineskin that's got the black liquid in it, I think?
No, this
No.
is.
I had a separate, possibly
Oh, okay.
magic wineskin because I took it.
That's right.
And
I
we
mean, I
also
kind
had
of
the
figured someone
goblet.
drank it because I didn't remember.
Yeah, I tried drinking it, and we also tried having the.
It has
woman-
actually been
that
replaced, and there's another one on there.
I take that one too.
Do I know anything about this wineskin? This is going to be a question I ask a lot.
I'll roll for that too. Pick heads or tails.
Tells.
We'll say heads is 1, tails is 2.
Okay, I know nothing.
So, yeah, you've been in this room, but you weren't brave enough to like try to mess with it.
Yes. Sounds about right. I give you a side.
I just walk up and grab it and then put it on my.
I have a stunned face on my look that you just did that without even like thinking about it. Maybe these people are somewhat insane. I mutter to myself.
Well, maybe
Well, we're
leave.
in here, aren't we?
I don't want to hear that from the cannibal dwarf.
Whoa.
I am not a cannibal.
You accusing without proof.
I didn't hear him, so I mean it doesn't matter. But I peek through the north door since we know what's on the.
Yeah, this is. We'll say like it's kind of hard to draw this on the map, but it's like a hallway. There's another door like right here, but this leads into a massive, like huge room.
I inform them and say, which way do you guys want to go? I vote on the big room.
Once again, do I know what this big room is? Have I been in there? Is this the room I think it is?
No, probably not. I don't know what
No?
room you're
Okay.
thinking of, but it's full of like tattered cloth hanging from things in the ceiling. In the distance, you can probably see some kind of figure.
I changed my mind.
I immediately regret my decision.
Knowing what I know now, mistakes were made.
I vote.
I'll say
north.
that kind of just like looking into the room, it's not bright in there, but like you know that kind of feeling where you just like you feel the sunshine on your face. You kind of just have that just from looking into the room.
So it's like
Strange.
the other bright floor mosaic one before we actually entered it.
But it's not light.
It's just warm.
It's not necessarily warm either. It's just like a feeling that just something.
Like the thing that makes you close your eyes when you look at the sky.
No, not necessarily. I don't know how to describe it without giving it away, so I'm probably not going to say anything more about it. But it's just kind of just slightly pleasant, but
It's
very
like a pleasant,
very weird feeling.
sensation. Like it feels like you're stepping outside, kind of.
Kind of.
I also described that to them since no one else mentioned that they're looking through the door.
Good idea.
Yeah, and then I'm like, but listen, this is a death maze, and anything that feels pleasant is a trap.
I wish I could argue that.
Yeah, that seems about right.
I don't know. You seem like pleasant fellows.
Yes, and we'd like to keep it
Dun
that way.
dun dun.
Well,
how
I
how
will-
long? How long does it take the rose, like I guess like dust stuff to disperse so that we can like go back?
It's kind of permeates the room most of the time, but it's definitely strongest when
When,
like
you
you
touch the
disturb
rose.
them.
Yeah.
But it'd probably be okay again after maybe an hour ish. I don't know.
Hours. Okay. It's not been an hour clearly. Well, I say to the fellows, well, we have about an hour to kill, and then I suggest we go back into the gardens and gather up some food and rations, and maybe I can even introduce you to the weird people that give out food sometimes. They're nice people, but they're strange.
You don't actually
I
know
don't-
where those guys come from, but you've seen them in all areas of the dungeon,
Oh, they're
not
all
necessarily the gardens.
They
Oh,
just show up.
they show up sometimes out of nowhere.
Yeah, and you also have seen them relight torches. And
Oh, so
uh,
they're kind of like
yeah,
carekeepers.
that's a good description.
Carekeepers?
Hey, Ovek,
Aye.
you've been in here a month.
Something like that, probably.
Did you want to leave, or are you looking for something?
I definitely want to leave. I've been trying to leave for a month now.
We can take you to the entrance
What? What entrance?
/ exit.
There's an exit?
Yeah, and then we can give you some food there and let you wait there until the door opens. It's gonna open nightly. So
Wait? What does this entrance look like?
well, there was a lady bound in chains, but we rescued her.
You rescued that lady?
Yeah,
Leaf
Yeah.
did.
she was just a regular person.
Are you sure?
Pretty
Because
sure.
I remember going through that entrance, and that lady gave off some really bad mojo. Well, let's hope this doesn't get
everything
back to
here
us.
gives off bad mojo.
I
but
also
maybe
came through
you
that
want to talk to
entrance, and I've been going back there several times, and the door's never been open.
Yeah, but see, the thing is we have secured a way for the doors to open.
You
from the
have?
outside. Yes.
Are you sure about that?
80% sure?
Did someone say that they'll open the door after a bit to let you out?
Yes.
Did you guys come in here through, say, I don't know, a picture?
Yeah.
kind of given the description of the picture I went through, Caleb?
Yes. It's definitely the same painting.
I still don't see the issue. We have been able to exit through that way before, as long as the moon is shining on it.
Wait, there may be something. Ovak, question.
Yes.
Where did you go through the painting? Was it in a castle or with a shady guy trying to get you to steal that painting?
There was a person that hired me and my fellow party members to steal a painting.
Nice.
Well, shit.
And I believe we successfully stole it, Caleb.
Yes.
And then the reward for stealing it was that we were able to enter the painting. And then he promised to open the painting for us when we wanted to return. But it's been a month, and everyone else that I've gone through here has died or gone crazy.
I feel like I'm getting an answer that I don't want to get.
I feel this
else
has nothing to do with you
I feel
guys.
the same way. I knew I should have killed him.
I'm sure that however your exit is trustworthy. So do you want to go there now and leave?
No.
I think we should leave
No,
this
I
place.
think it'd be better if we didn't.
You know, it's technically the morning. We came on the night. It's been like a couple of hours.
It's like at barely noonish. Like, we'll have to wait until night if they did decide to actually let us out, which it's sounding like they won't.
Even if they will, time works strangely in this place. I think that we're slightly off kilter from the other real world.
That would make sense.
Yeah, technically.
So if you have an exit, I highly suggest you take it right now. Because you don't want to end up like my party.
Well,
There's things I want to find here.
My elf friend, I need a good elf name. Fellow Flip.
Okay.
He started eating his own ears 2 weeks in. Which, if you think about it, is pretty impressive to have ears that long that you can eat them.
I mean, it is a delicacy in some places.
What?
Whoa.
Here's
Wait, is this an Elvis custom that I don't know about?
are we sure there's racist to affect us?
Damn it. Okay. I really wanted to deceive him into thinking that was something we actually
Oh man, wow. I assume I'm not fooled, right, Caleb?
Probably not.
for it, right? Maybe you'll get another one.
And then I start looking at your ears and say, like, you do also have some pretty long ears.
Yeah, I figure I can.
I'm not a cannibal. I'm just good at observation comedy.
Well, you're good at observational at the very least.
What was so? From what I'm gathering,
We're going north, but are we going north left or north up?
but before we move from this spot, I'm getting that someone might have hired you to steal a painting.
No.
Can I try to be persuasive with my own party to tell me the truth?
I just gave a thumbs up to Bagheera being like, yeah, good job.
Did I ever get?
What was
Do
your
I know the name of the mysterious person that hired?
He never gave
Me?
you a name.
Yeah, I tried to
I have a description though, right?
Almost like not. He wore like a dark robe and kept a hood over his face and like disguised his
Okay.
voice.
Did the person that hired you always keep a hood on, even like in the summer days when it was really, really hot?
We didn't meet him at the summer days when it was really, really hot. We met him like a couple
2 hours.
and it was dark and
Could you not place his voice because of some magical means? Could you not tell what kind of race he was from his voice?
he seemed human, probably, maybe, or not.
I mean, these all sound like basic precautions anyone with access to magic would take if they didn't want to be known. So that's not exactly identifying.
They're like stealing from a king. It makes sense. But yeah, no, I'm like was like whispering to Athos like, but yeah, no, it's probably the same person.
I put my hand on Balga because I put my hand on the shoulder of Balga because I feel like we're the closest of the other three in this group.
Oh,
and
you'd be on your like tippy toes
I-
to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think you reach. I'm 7
I put my hand on like your forearm
All right.
and I say, "I'm sorry, but I think you guys might have been duped into coming into here."
The real question is why someone wants to keep luring people into here. Because if it happens twice, this almost certainly happened more times.
Well, it's happened at least 3. Remember, creepy skinny guy that was like, you have to critique the art. It's a lion, but it isn't, but it is, but it isn't.
What you just said. Don't
Mhm.
critique art.
But was this an ex-party member of mine?
We'll say, if they describe him, he doesn't sound familiar.
Okay. So at least 3 times.
At the very least.
I do have to say that this is a pretty extreme way of trying to kill people.
Maybe they're just trying to get us to kill the master of this place.
Or they have a deal
this is-
with the Medusa.
That
Medusa.
could work too. I was thinking more along forced hitman, but you might be right too.
What promises did the guy in the hood make to me and my party that made us want to go through the portal?
Kind of
Yeah.
just like appealing to
riches.
your desire for adventure is just like rare artifacts and powerful magic.
Powerful magics. Well, I guess that kind of is true, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Technically true, but not useful.
So it's possible that this person hasn't actually lied, because if time's working different and they have all the artifacts, not lying, just an asshole for keep luring people into here.
I will say, for Ovac, if you were to like look into this kind of room over here, you would recognize the difference in flooring and like composition. And this section of the maze would be the gallery. And that has a lot of like magical artifacts in it, but it also has a protector.
Anyways, we do need to make a decision of where to go. We can't just stand here with our thumbs up our butts. So I'm still saying north left.
Sure.
I'm just going
I-
with this new knowledge. I'm just going like, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him so much. I'm gonna bring him back. Then I'm gonna kill him again. Then I will bring him back, and then I'll kill him again.
You
heard
don't
me.
want to just want to leave him here?
No, I want it personal. Remember, I told him I would butcher him if he didn't let me out.
Well, what you could do is like slice off his feet and then throw him in here, and that's as good as death. But then he might also get tortured.
That
you
actually
sure you got-
sounds nice.
Are you sure you guys are not crazy?
It's not crazy.
We're adventurers. It's in our definition to be crazy.
You know what? Let's keep exploring. We'll find the lowest, most horrible place in here, and then I'll bring him and leave. How about that?
Well, you'd have to first get out.
That'd be-
and if we get out, we
And
don't
come back in.
Oh,
Clearly-
I'm gonna get out.
Out
Yeah.
meta, out of character here. Clearly, you just need a multi-class and a wizard, then get planar shift.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was.
Is this even another plane though?
Wizard, so actually, who knows?
Anyway, more
Sorry,
interesting. I'm not a fan of falling into a spike pit when we can't see anything in that room, and I gesture over to the right. So I vote upper left as well.
Do I have any knowledge of this place to say not to go there?
You have the knowledge that it's the gallery and that there's
Yeah.
artifacts.
Yeah, the protector won't mess with you unless you've disturbed
Unless you try to steal something. Yeah.
the art.
Okay, I say yeah. As long as we don't touch the art, I'm fine with going to that place.
Does the art do anything?
Probably, but I don't want to find out.
Right, time to pretend the art doesn't exist.
And this is also the place where the woman in the entrance is probably in somewhere here.
Would offer gold or info for interest in trinkets and art found in the maze.
Yes, and she told you kind of in this direction there was a gallery with stuff that she would be interested in and she would pay for.
So, I turn to Ovek. Is there only just one protector there?
To my knowledge, yes.
No,
But that's the kind of question I don't like answering.
don't tell him that. Don't tell him. Leave.
Should
No,
there only
no.
be one?
Leave. No.
We could run distraction, and one of us, me, could steal some shit. Or two, there's one of the protector and four of us. You're one of us now, or we could just.
Can I remind you of what happened last time you wanted to do something like this? I mean,
We
it involved
won
stabbing instead
and
of
got
stealing.
We won and got disguises. That's what happened last time we did something like
Okay,
this.
the first
No,
time then. The
The
time
first
before
time
that.
we did that, we
While you
killed the
talk, I'm going to be
son of the
scrolling
Medusa.
through pages. So
Okay.
The first time we did this, we killed the son of the Medusa. You know, like the owner of the place.
He
Yeah, but it's also a screaming slug or snake thing, and also the Medusa is the bad guy. So I don't feel too guilty about that.
Are they the bad guy?
I don't know. The Medusa didn't put me here.
Enslaves everyone here, then yeah, I would say they're
I
the
mean-
bad guy.
she didn't stab us in the back, literally.
That too,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right,
Do
well
we
then we
make it to
don't
the
have to
gallery?
kill. We don't have to kill the protector. We could just knock him out, or you guys could distract him, and I'll take some stuff.
You don't even know what this stuff does.
I know that it could fetch us a good price and get us some more information that we have. We need information to find the moon dudes, so that way we don't get caught by the thing that freezes us.
We have
Oh,
a week for that. It's been what, 6 hours?
And Athos will
nice.
nod his head sagely. Yes, and stealing unknown artifacts that are totally not traps is definitely going to help.
Listen, I'm just trying to problem solve here. We need to find these moon people. We have a way to get information. Let's use that way.
There are definitely places in this dungeon that's easier to get artifacts than to try to steal it from the collector.
Who's that?
Well, then lead the way to those easier places to take stuff.
I'm not saying that they're easy, just easier than, dying in this place.
We have to die. I think we can take it. And if not,
I mean, if it's not dead yet,
yeah, so far only one of us has died. It's fine.
Yeah. No. I'm just gonna lean on Novik and I'm gonna say like, don't let Leaf do anything. And if he's moving, you go to the door. All right?
So, what were we looking at?
So I was just trying to draw like the mess of doors that's here. But there's several ways out of this room. Inside this room, kind of covering. Let me pick a new color.
Purple.
Sure. Kind of covering like the whole room is an archway, like a big arch. It is made of living goat skulls. Hundreds of them, all looking down. So like these skulls have like the skin and face, like everything that a living goat would have, but just the skulls. And they're all just like kind of just staring downwards in your general direction.
Rather than stealth, I'm gonna wave and say hi and see if they can communicate.
at which point the palm of my hand will meet my forehead.
I just try to ignore the skull heads.
Yeah, they don't seem to react.
Okay.
Somewhere inside the room, we'll say like here is a little plaque that has the name of this art installation on it and the designer.
Oh, Jesus, this is art. Is this some elvish art?
Hey! Shut up! Don't critique the art.
Oh, yes. No, don't do that. Leaf, I can't read. What does this say?
This is Skullgate by Transania Gatebane.
They make a gate even though they hate gates.
It's gate as in like walking. Like they hate walking, which is why they cut off all the heads. It's a favorite part of the body.
I'm not entirely sure that logic follows.
I'll take it at face value. Anything else disturbing in this room?
No, that's
Way
as
to
bad
go.
as disturbing as this room gets. But it's
Are-
definitely kind of a noticeable different section of the maze. The floors are white marble. The walls are plain white. And
Are two? It looks like 2 and 4 are like separate small room galleries, and 3 leads further in.
yes,
What about 1?
1 is another small room, but it has more entrances past it.
All right.
Can we take a peek into rooms 2 and 4 to see what's in those?
Yeah. So number 4 has just a pedestal, and in the middle of it is something gold just sitting in the middle of the floor, on top of the pedestal. and you'd have to get closer to kind of see what else. And on number 2, the entire center of the room is occupied by a big cage from floor to ceiling, and inside is a gorilla who doesn't seem
gorilla?
very happy. A gorilla. It does not seem very happy to be there.
Huh.
The gorilla's
I-
alive, yeah.
Yes.
I have an idea.
Gorilla is that native to where we would be from?
Wait, what?
It's not like too uncommon. I mean, you would definitely see them in whatever the D&D equivalent to zoo would be.
Okay.
It's not like they're
Oh.
on another continent or something.
Right, so
Okay.
it's something like common knowledge, but not common to encounter.
Yeah.
Right, does anyone have a bag of sand?
Sand?
I
No.
have a
I'm
couple.
making so reference for that gold something on the pedestal.
Listen, you're the one who told me not to fucking touch anything.
Yeah, let's not try to get killed, maybe.
You know what? I see a door. I'm gonna go to the door.
2 or 3, or
Character
1 or
out
3.
loud. 1.
I'll go to 3 and look down and see what's there.
Okay, so number 1. It looks like the lights in number 1 were destroyed. It's a little bit dark in here. You can see some paintings on the walls, but you can't make out what they are.
And doors?
Number 3. Or what were you trying to ask?
Does number 4? How many doors does number 1 have in it?
There's kind of another path leading north and another path leading west.
Alright.
Room number 3 is a bigger room than the rest of these. Inside is a pretty big but clear tank of some kind of white liquid. But there's some red stuff kind of like floating in there, and it kind of sometimes it like bounces against the glass walls. You can kind of see it, and it looks a little weird.
So a lava lamp.
Maybe. There's only one way to find out.
Do I
I'm not putting my hand
recognize...
in there.
Wait, what?
I described what I saw down
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, and I'll relay 1. Well, actually, no. I'm just gonna mention that way has a couple doors. And that's all I'll say about it. And it's dark.
Then I'll.
Does-
All right, well, let's go that way then. I didn't see any
Yeah.
doors in 3. I didn't, right?
No, it's a big room. There's definitely like a path westish and path northish.
All right, so in the same direction too.
Do I know? Do I know if we're close to the exhibit that was the one that we saw in the scrying room, where it says "A Body" by Jessa Bletchman?
Nothing that nobody has described sounds like that so far.
All right.
Isn't that a book title? That's what I have in my notes.
No, that was the scrawled in on the wall of one of the things we.
Yeah, it looked very similar to like this plaque that kind of lists the
Alright.
the name of the art exhibit.
My notes are wrong then. Alright.
So which direction do we go?
I mean,
Well,
given-
we're headed north. Why don't we keep going north?
Sure. Yeah.
Okie doke. So into number 3.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Let me switch pages.
No creo que me alcance.
And as I'm looking around as we walk, I'm kind of letting my eyes just glaze over all the painting and art and basically doing my best to not see them.
I am actively looking at them, but I won't say anything about it.
I'm looking at Leaf instead of the art. Like, I want to have him at an arm reach in case he just runs off somewhere.
Noted. So yeah,
Completely gone against the party's wishes. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, out of character, I'm well aware of that.
Okay. I just felt the need to defend myself a little bit.
Was that another plaque?
yes, I'm typing it up. So yeah, this white liquid, as you kind of get a little bit closer, the red chunks, sometimes they're like vaguely fleshy meat-like, and sometimes they're like eye-like.
Yeah. Is this thing alive?
But it definitely is kind of like a lava lamp, because there's like some blood pools that are just kind of flowing in that contain all the fleshy bits.
Lovely.
Don't critique. Like, please don't. Maybe we're gonna get killed by
This
whatever
tank
is here.
is probably like 5 feet tall, so the liquid is accessible if you wanted to touch it or
Not to
something.
me.
Nope. Nope.
That's okay. Thank you, though.
So staying as far away from the tank as possible. Should we continue going north?
I think that's the idea. Let's view what's north and what's in the other room first.
Sure. That makes
Okay.
sense.
North. Hold on, it might be empty. I gotta roll dice. No, it actually is an empty room. But there's kind of like a nice cave made out of rock there. But otherwise, without reading the plaque, you wouldn't know what is supposed to be there.
And
Instant
doors.
death room.
On the left, would be, oh boy, a really good handful. We'll say 16.
16 what?
16 cannibal critics, as well as 2 men wearing greystone
In
crowns.
What's the
16 what?
cannibal?
Sorry. Cannibal critics?
Yes, those your new friend would know are the people that inhabit this section of the maze. They've gone mad.
Oh.
They love the art. and arguing about it sometimes. And they're also definitely cannibals.
They're
I
actually
point-
cannibals.
I point to
At
the
this point is where we should not talk about the art.
I point to the 16 people and say, "No, those people are cannibals."
So you should go talk to them as fellow mates.
No, we should probably stay away from them as much as possible.
Did we
I'm
see
just
any
gonna turn
doors
and
up
start
north?
walking to the north.
One sec. Did we see any doors up north when we looked through it?
Yeah, there's definitely several paths around in there.
Alright,
to
then
the
yeah.
west,
We'll head
just for mapping.
The west has kind of a path south and a path west.
Alright. Given that I haven't actually encountered any non-Euclidean room geometry yet, I'm going to assume that room connects to the darkness and paintings room, but I'm not going to actually connect them.
Yeah, okay. So you guys go north. I have to move you through several pages again.
No one wanted to know what. Wait, that was the one that was called the Unlikely Economies, right?
Yeah.
The room with the tank, yes.
Okay.
This room. I don't know how I'm going to draw this.
Freehand it.
That
So,
doesn't really narrow it down.
yeah. Well, drawing all the entrances to this room is going to be a mess. But this is where you came from. There is a room here with a small door. There's an entrance here to another small room, but that might have, yeah, that has like another entrance, kind of. There's a hallway here that leads into more mess. Hallway here. This is kind of just part of the wall, that red line. There's just like a divide there, because this is one big hallway that leads into like, it just goes on for a while, and there's rooms on both sides. I don't know how else to draw this as an individual room, because it's kind of part of a bigger mess. But this room has a cave in it. We'll say kind of tucked into this corner. Oh, I thought I switched colors.
Does this room have a plaque with a name?
Yes. It will be like on the rock. And I gotta flip pages in my book actually now. Okay.
Is there something in the cave?
No, it's not like a full cave, but it's just like a decorative backdrop made of stone and stuff.
So there may be a lion somewhere that's not in the cave.
Hmm. Uh, can we take a peek inside the room that has no exits on the right?
This one on the bottom?
Yeah,
This one?
that one.
Yes. This room, contrary to all the other like floors and ceilings, every wall is red.
Red?
And it's a dark red, kind of similar to dried blood, but kind of just like looking in the room, you feel safe. And from this is metagaming, but
Yeah.
this room would be safe from random encounter checks.
Ooh. But it's like a safe zone. Like, is it like magically safe or like mystical?
Just nobody
godly
wants
safe?
to go in there.
Can't imagine why.
Maybe it's the dried blood everywhere.
So, like,
But
would this be something
the-
like I could say, like I could point in there and say, like, this is a good place to sleep?
That's a good way to avoid metagaming it, probably.
Yeah. This is a good place to rest.
You would think so, Mr. Cannibal.
Again, not a cannibal. Just that other beings don't like going into this room.
Sure.
So we could probably get a good night's sleep in there if need be.
All right. Well, we will mark it down as in our memories as a safe room for when we actually need to rest.
It even has a different icon on the map now.
You can call it the Red Room.
If you've been in there, it is called the Red Room.
Again, I can't imagine why.
I like to imagine that my character declared it the Red Room, and then it became the Red Room to everyone else. I was the first one to notice that. And then a plaque appeared in front of the room saying it's the Red Room.
but Ovac many roads.
While you are discussing what to do next and which way to go next, I will roll an encounter check.
Uh-oh.
Suddenly a lapis blue lion comes.
No. Something
Yeah.
different.
Something good?
3. I believe they are gold tinted ghosts, but let me double check.
Oh god.
You can tint a ghost?
Well, they're not
Well,
like
they're
stereotypical
translucent.
white or blue, you know.
Okay,
They're translucent, not transparent, so I guess they can have
that's
the color.
true. Yeah. Yeah, they have like
Yes. They swirl like sheets of foil,
that's
and
why.
you can kind of faintly see their former skeletons sometimes visible in the billowing shifts of their form.
Ghost skeletons?
Their eyes glow with a terrible radioactive light.
That's not good.
They are
Nope.
incredibly angry, desperate, and vengeful.
I'm going to guess we're rolling
Once
initiative now.
It's a good thing that we didn't do anything to hurt them.
They hate all fleshy life and will do as much harm to them as to anyone they can find. So click on
Yeah, I'm hearing roll
your
initiative.
token and roll initiative.
Yeah.
I'll delete.
Initiative.
How do I roll initiative?
Oh god.
It's
Come
in the
on.
top middle of your character sheet.
Oh, thank you. Nice.
Atlas, I think you didn't click on your token.
His
I-
popped up before mine did, so it should have been there.
I think I accidentally
Suddenly-
deleted as I was deleting the old ones.
All right.
Oh,
I can.
I'll re-roll and replace the
Yeah,
number.
yeah.
will there ever be a day where I have an initiative more than 10?
That depends on your modifier, but
That depends on how many combat encounters we have.
Yeah.
Let me
Beat
roll.
boxes for the week. Ooh. Gold ghosts.
If I wasn't about to die, I would say that they're cute.
I can't
Right, let's-
remember which ones I did already. There we go. And we'll sort them.
Sure.
there are 6 of them.
There's 3 of them.
The 3.
I rolled too many initiatives because I forgot which ones I clicked on already.
Oh, okay.
It does. If you hover over them in the turn order, it says which token the roll's associated with.
Okay. Leaf, you will have the first go. These guys kind of just pop up. And
Did you see Boo?
they screech horribly, and their
I
eyes look
prefer
like
Boo.
murder. It's spooky, and you want to defend yourself.
Okay, so I'm gonna move into the red room. Would I have like? Would I be?
Run away?
I think he's trying to get the hide.
Yeah. Would I
Yeah.
still be able to like see them to make an attack? With my-
We'll say the one of them that's in the front. You can.
Okay. Then I would like. Would you be able to see me? Can I hide?
You can make a check.
Nice.
Okay. Doke.
All right, and then I'm gonna shoot it with my bow.
That's my shtick.
Does this, since I'm hidden, I get sneak attack and assassinate, right?
Yes.
Does a 22 hit?
It does. Trying to see.
I'm guessing resistance. to armor.
Actually, I will say that your arrow passes straight through it without harming it at all.
All
Yeah.
right.
I thought
Oh
that
my
would
God.
happen. So I don't really have much except for a magical dagger that would possibly hurt it. And I'm not using that. I'm hiding in the room.
Are you done with your turn?
Yeah, there's not much I can do. I already used my bonus action.
Athos.
All right. I think it's still been an. I think I cast Hunter's Mark on the last encounter with the crow people.
Yes.
I scrolled up and I had the.
It's gonna be close to the end of that, but this will probably be the last fight with it.
Yeah. So. I'll go ahead and drop the Hunter's Mark with my bonus action on that one, and then shoot it twice just in case that somehow bypasses their damage immunity.
Sure.
It won't, but I'm gonna try anyway.
I'll say that the Hunter's Mark damage actually does happen.
Nice.
So you managed to get 11 plus 4, so 15 points of damage. Like your arrow passes through it, but like the magic that you know of your Hunter's Mark definitely
All right.
has an effect, and this thing is looking pretty weak. Like it had pretty solid form, but now it's looking like wispy. Anything
Right,
else on your
and
turn?
I would move, but moving anywhere puts me closer to them than the frontliners are, so I'm not.
You can come into the
You
room.
can, yeah, you can run into the red room.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
All right.
All right, fine. Sure.
This guy is going to move up to the closest person here.
Oh, no.
He is going to try to possess you.
Nice.
Make a charisma
Ken?
save.
Nice. My best stat. I have a -1 on that. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good.
Oh,
16?
Good enough.
16?
Yes, good enough.
Yes.
DC 13, so.
So yeah, they probably could just get one action. So that's that guy's turn.
It's my
Ovak.
time to shine. Alright, so let's see, move up to protect my new friends. And I'm going to try hit it with my hammer. Let's see how that goes. Where's my character sheet again?
I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
So their characters all had like a magical weapon that they got as equipment from the person
Yes.
who hired them.
Did I get something
so
like that?
yeah, you would have like just a magical dagger that's enchanted,
Oh.
but all it is just a small dagger.
Or a club if you're so inclined, apparently.
Yeah, because some like people don't like bladed weapons.
I guess I would have the magic club then.
Okay.
But
If you wanted to just try swinging with your hammer first, that's fine.
what kind of damage does the club do?
Bludgeoning.
And then
I don't
like,
remember
what
if it's 4 or 6.
is it? A 4 or
It's
6?
a D4.
It's strength also.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use that then.
And it would
So-
do +1. Do you want me to just make it quick?
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be the easiest.
I think that should be good.
Oh, it's a D4. That's fine. Alright. Does a 9 hit?
Unfortunately not. So you kind of swing at it, but this one is lively and it manages to swirl past.
Okay. And then I think that's it for me. I don't have anything to do otherwise. Yeah.
Bagur.
All right. I am. Oh, but I cannot get all of them. Let me see. Are these two within 15 feet of each other?
Yes.
I'm gonna tell Beck, like, be right back, and I want to move over here. Do I get an attack of opportunity?
No, because you don't leave its area.
All right. And I need clarification. If I cast Thunder Wave, it says that it's a 15-foot cube originating from me. So do I have to be in the middle, or?
Actually, I've read like some errata on that, and you don't have to be in the middle, but I think you have to be in one of the spaces.
Oh.
Or you have to be
Alright.
touching one of the spaces. I think
Like, it could be
it'll
like
work.
that.
Yeah, if you want to hit both of those two, I'll let that happen.
Yeah, I want to try to hit them with.
Dog out real quick. Sorry.
Wait, what
Sorry,
happened?
what?
You said you lagged out, or?
I missed exactly what he said, but I think it was something about him having to step away.
Okay, well, we can keep
Okay.
going for now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, click your spell. I think they have to make a save.
Yeah, it says here
Constitution saving.
Constitution, or they are pushed away. So, 5, 10, 15. No, never mind. Thunder Wave at level 1.
We'll do the top one first,
Thunder.
and then the bottom one. The top one manages to avoid the brunt of the effect, so it isn't knocked away, but I think it still takes half damage.
Yeah.
And the bottom one manages to take the full effect, and it like just blasts away from you, and it like hits the wall, and like its skeleton fragments inside just kind of shatter.
Great.
Oh, that's strange.
Whatever it is that holds goes together.
This Orm Spectre is going to make its first attempt to possess the person closest to it. So make one more charisma save, Begor.
Nice. 1
Can
second.
I? With my what's it called? Fighting style protection. Can I make it like a disadvantage?
That's
Of some
only going
kind,
to
or
be
does that
for
not
when
work?
they make attack rolls, and this is not one of those.
Because it's not an attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Isn't that only adjacent? Whatever.
Yeah, and I think the ally might have to be adjacent to you, as well.
Oh yeah, it has to be in 5. Yeah.
So at this point, this guy is
Yeah,
going to
I'm possessed.
possess you. So you guys kind of see it enter into Begor. Leaf.
Okay, so I'll just run in front of it, pull out my dagger, and stab it.
Okie dokie. Make an attack roll.
Sneak attack.
Yes. These things are actually pretty easy to hit, so a 10 is good enough.
Oh, I just missed on a 9.
Yeah.
I was just thinking to myself, oh, I should have gone around the other side and flanked it.
So you like kind of like slash at the bony figure inside, and you manage to make some kind of contact with your knife.
Cool. Also, I'd like to point out I rolled natural ones each time I've done sneak attack on the damage. Yeah. So
Anything else on your turn?
no, that's it. I have nothing else to do. Sorry.
Okie dokie. We've got Athos.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out where to move. That's a good idea to move and gives me a clear shot. I guess there. No, that's still going to be blocked to hit that guy, isn't it?
Looks like it.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, that's probably okay. Either one of those two.
I'll just move there, actually. And then I'll drop the mark on the non-possessing guy and shoot him. For 2 damage.
Yeah, your arrow goes through, but you do manage to have some kind of effect.
It's not like my regular damage roll is particularly good anyway, so.
This ghost here will just now make an attack roll against, just for funsies, we'll say Leaf
Hey,
And
I
then
can use the thingy.
yeah, you can kind of like put your shield in between Leaf and it.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it's disadvantaged.
Yep. That's enough to make it miss.
It destroys gold on the person. Sorry, I was just reading that.
So it hits your shield and kind of dissipates the attack.
Ding.
And it is Ovek's turn.
So, my friend there is possessed.
Yes.
Do I know of any way to exorcise a ghost?
Let me look at your character sheet.
Just because, like, I think a paladin would, but I'm not sure.
Probably.
And if they do, maybe I don't have the spell prepared for exorcism.
Protection from evil probably would
And good
worked.
would probably be the one. Yeah.
But there might also... Let me check the main. Can you turn undead? Or is that it?
I think that's only a cleric thing.
I think only clerics do that.
Yeah. I can turn the faithless, but I don't think a ghost is a fae or a fiend.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't have a way
Yeah.
of dealing with it right this second,
Right now, yeah.
but
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I'll just deal with the ghost in front of me then. Let's actually. Can I move up?
you could do that.
Is flankings in 5th edition, or is that
It's an optional
gone?
role, but we are using it.
Okay. So what does flanking do in
It will give
5th?
advantage on your attack. So you just have to
Sweet.
click, and then we'll take whichever
Yep.
roll is higher.
Oh, okay. 15.
That's just barely enough to wipe this out. You smack it with your club, and like
Okay.
you knock like
Yeah.
the center spine away, and it just shatters.
Bop.
Yay, my 2 damage helped.
It actually
Well,
I'll do it for you.
I was going to use Divine Smite, but thankfully I don't have to.
They're gonna have to use it on me, I think.
Yeah, Bagor's
Jesus.
turn happens.
What's happened here?
Yeah, this is my first time being possessed.
Yeah.
So what do I do?
I assume
I-
like there's some kind of saving throw, right?
If I just use like the plain ghost things from 5th edition, because I didn't explain it to Wodar, but like this book and the setting isn't made for 5th edition specifically. But if I take
Yeah.
the 5th edition things, I don't think you have anything to do on your turn, and they spend their turn possessing you.
Oh, sure. That makes sense.
Alright.
But there's
I mean,
his
it
turn
doesn't
is
matter in this case.
his turn is directly afterwards.
There are no saving throws he can try.
Yeah, I'm
to be
double checking that
unpossessed?
right now.
I think not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Possession's a bit more strong.
Yeah. So it forces you to do the most violent, destructive possible crimes possible. So at this point,
Cool.
What?
you're just going to attack.
Tell me
Um,
against others and not me.
Yeah. You'll just attack the
Alright.
person right next to you for now. So make an attack roll on your
Okay.
character sheet.
Luckily, your strength is still halved.
Yeah, I have. Luckily. Attack.
Hit me.
With what? My scimitar?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
I guess like that's what you had out, right?
Yeah.
So if we reduce your strength, that's not gonna hit even without it. So like he manages to block it with his heavy armor as a shield, and Athos gets a turn.
Leave is
I
before
get
me.
a turn. You skipped the ghost turn and it went to me, so it's my turn.
Oh yeah.
Yes, definitely. Leaf.
Well, I'm gonna check Arcana and see if I can figure out anything to not kill Bagheer.
Okay.
You're gonna have to kill me.
Yeah, nothing
I
immediately
think
comes
the
to
way to
mind.
best of this is to kill him.
I mean, I think with 5e, it's just once we reduce him to 0 hit points, we choose that we were doing non-lethal damage.
Okay.
That's as written, even if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's the general gist. But there's other ways to deal with it.
Does cure wounds count as divine? Damage?
It won't
I can-
do anything in this case other than
It won't do
healing.
anything to undead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna draw my short sword and put my dagger in my other hand since I can't draw both.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to attack him, sneak attack with the short sword. Somehow non-lethally.
Yeah, you will
You're
have
hitting him
advantage.
upside with the flat of the blade.
Oh, Jesus.
You basically slapped me with that.
Yeah, that's going to be
You attack with
13
a
damage.
backside.
Yeah, I think Bagor was pretty low before.
I was on 12, so I'm down.
Yeah, you kind of just like use the hilt of your sword and kind of just pop him in the jaw and knock him out.
What happens to the ghost?
The ghost is so Bagor's on the ground and the ghost is standing there. We'll move Bagor out of the way.
Okay.
Asus.
Unless there's more to that. Continue.
Does he doesn't have to
Oh
make
yeah,
a
you can use your
death saving
bonus
throw,
action
does
if
he?
you want, Leaf.
Yeah, and I was gonna attack with the dagger on my offhand.
Yeah. Go for it. It won't get the extra 3 from your
3.
dex, so it'll just be 5 damage.
Nice.
And now it's Athos' turn.
Right. I can probably have a good enough shot from here
Yeah,
that won't
close
hit
enough.
someone else on the other side.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
So then I'll just bonus action to mark and then shoot it.
6 damage. This thing's still kicking though. So,
Oh no.
Ovek.
Alright.
Oh god.
I'm going to move over here, so I'm between the ghost and our unconscious friend.
Well, it's on the ground under you.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
no,
on the
I'm
ground.
under him.
Okay, never mind. Yeah. Alright, so let's whack it with the club again.
Oh no. So I guess we can skip death saving throws if you were doing non-lethal. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
So
Alright.
you'll just be unconscious. But then this thing gets another attack. It's just gonna go after, I guess, Leaf because he's easier to hit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel insulted by that, but okay.
Well, much
true,
much less
but-
armor.
Yeah. Okay.
So you managed to take 3 points of damage, and if you have gold like in a pouch, it like part of its magic goes to that.
Oh, it gets stronger?
And if you lose like up to 100 gold, you might not find out about that right away.
That's cool. I don't even have 100 gold. That's
None of us have.
It's okay. I started with nothing, and then I got a little bit, and now I'm back to nothing. It's fine.
You're up though, Leaf.
Insulted. I could kind of tell that it thought I was the easier target. So I'm a little bit insulted. I take my dagger back into my regular hand and just stab it as angrily as I can.
Definitely has an effect. Bagor is kind of sprinkled with weird ghost dust. And
Why am I always getting sprinkled with stuff?
Who's easy to hit now, bitch?
At least it says gold, even if it's ghost gold.
Okay. I think it's very important to now use cure wounds.
you also
Or we
have
could-
your lay on
I
hand.
also have lay on hands. Yeah.
If we just drag him into safe room and we take a rest, that would help.
That's true. Let's drag him into the safe room and now just lay on hands to just get him conscious again, though, so we can rest consciously instead of unconsciously.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. And
The ghost dust, is that anything valuable?
I'm just gonna say no. I'm sorry.
Have fun actually holding it in something.
Yeah. Unfortunately not.
I mean, I have 2 wineskins of not maybe magical things. I can empty one of them.
Yeah,
Nah, it's too spread out, and it's
And
not.
it would probably just fall through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, I guess we're in the safe room now.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm
drag him
probably not gonna pull up a separate page for that, so you can just move over there. And don't forget to track your lay on hands.
Yeah. So I lay on hands for the full amount, so you get 15 hit points back.
I get 15?
Yep.
Alright. Wait, how much is my max?
Probably less than 15. Sorry, more than 15.
It's actually not that much. 20.
Oh.
I think I'm fine like that for now. Are we taking a short rest?
Sure.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
And
we
this
can
would
take a short
be
rest.
like normally short rests. I would have to roll encounter checks, but for this room, we will not do that. So you guys can all benefit from a short rest.
What do short rests do again in 5th?
For a paladin, it depends on every class, but one thing everybody gets is you can
Yeah.
roll your hit dice to heal, and you spend those hit
Okay.
dice, which you regain during the long rest. But you won't be
Yep.
doing that. I don't think a paladin gets like
There's nothing.
anything.
Yeah,
back.
he doesn't get anything special. Yeah.
Oh, I get my animal shape back. Good.
Paladin can get their channel divinity back on short rest.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
What? Anything for rogues? That's nice.
Rogues don't have anything. Most of it's all like spell stuff.
I didn't think so. Rogues get jack shit. So
Well, they're pretty
Sure,
good in most
Get
cases.
anything on short rest either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get spell slots back, right?
No, I don't think so.
There's a long
Alright.
rest kind of
only
thing.
warlocks get it on short rest.
Got it.
And wizards get some of them back, but not all of them.
I didn't know that.
Okay. We got about 30 minutes left tonight. I'm gonna take I needed like a 5-minute bathroom break and drink break, so I will be right
Okay.
back.
All right. Out of character. Other than killing the guy possessed, how else can you deal with possession?
So there's a spell I don't have prepared called Protection from Evil and Good, which until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch gains protection from the type of creature, and one of them's undead. It gives you several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls. Targets cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Oh.
If the target's already charmed frightened or possessed by the creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throws against the relevant effect.
All right.
Yeah.
All
Though I'm
right.
not sure. See, like, if you're possessed, are you a willing subject, is the question. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Because the only times that I have seen like possession have been on D&D shows, and it usually ends with the guy dead and the ghost out. But
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like the easiest way. I'm pretty sure clerics have like a
Sure.
better way of dealing with possession.
I mean, like,
because it would make
sure, the fastest.
Yeah. I also have, in theory.
Which
Oh,
one is
no,
it?
never mind.
Oh, okay.
So there's another spell I know called Command, but that doesn't actually work on undead.
I wonder if you could command someone who is. No, wait, no, because it's not them doing the thing. Never mind.
Exactly. Yeah. So I guess, like, in theory, I could command the person that's possessed to not move. I wonder what would happen then.
I mean, that's what I was just thinking. Remember, it's not the possessed person doing something; it's the ghost doing the thing.
Yeah.
The possessed person.
Yeah, because it says that I'm forced.
Wouldn't they just roll against each other to try to decide that? Like what?
That's true. Like, I assume that there's some kind of like saving throw you make at some point to be unpossessed, by just sheer force of will. Let's look this up in 5th edition.
You know what I see over here? Possession. For most of the articles that I'm seeing, like how to deal with it, they don't say that it has a saving throw.
I guess not. Yeah, so it's only the initial one.
No, it only says that there is the DC for the initial one, but no, it doesn't say like the possessed makes a saving throw every some time. Like, I remember Feeble Mind. Feeble Mind says like, hey, you get to make a saving throw every 30 days. But
That's useful.
not this one.
Well, in places like this, that would be like definitely awful. But like in other kinds of campaigns where you're like, taking weeks to travel places or like months off, not so much of a deal breaker.
There's also a 5th level paladin and cleric spell called Dispel Good and Evil, which can break possession. Which is without even a saving throw. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
It just like stops it.
I'm back. Everyone here?
All right.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You guys rest up. You guys definitely get hungry. I forgot to mention it, so we'll say that Ovac forgot to mention it. But in this section of the dungeon, you get hungry much faster, and food spoils almost instantly.
What about our rations?
Since they're currently in an extra dimensional bag, they're okay until you pull them out. And you gotta eat them real fast. You gotta eat them fast.
That's also in this room that's kind of different than the rest of the dungeon?
Yes. Just because, like, this whole left side of this part.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's mentioning it now, though, as we're getting hungry.
Yeah, you guys all get hungry, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that I was so used to being hungry that I forgot that this is a thing."
I mentioned it as soon as someone like this, casually pulls out one of the rations from the bag. It's like, oh yeah, you better eat that quickly. Time looks strange in this location, and food spoils in like minutes.
I
Hey,
immediately.
and also you said you didn't have any rations.
I don't. That was some leaves that we.
I gave him another one of mine.
Aw. What a swell guy. I'm happy I healed you.
Live.
And I just like put the whole thing in my mouth and just swallow.
I'm gonna do like in Mean Girls. Leaf, stop trying to make deception happen. It's not gonna happen.
I would like to point out that Bagheera has now given this man 2 of his rations within half an hour of each other.
Yeah, well, you were hungry within half an hour.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'm just saying, we only have like 20 per person, so I hope someone's keeping track of his because he's not taking it.
we
I
only ate this time and once before. Still gonna last for a while.
Plus in the morning, so this would be the third.
Yeah. I do say that if we ever get back to the garden, I can point out some edible fruits and berries.
I thought the only time we ate so far was this morning, and then it's around noon now, so it would be the
I
second
think you
time.
ate during your short rest in the scry room.
I think we did, yeah.
Okay.
Besides, if we survive until the night and until morning, I can prepare good berry, which technically gives me food.
Yeah, but you have to find a certain type of berry for that to work, right?
Because it's just kind of parts of the components and it isn't consumed, I think it's not going to be an issue.
And it's supposed to give you like enough nourishment to sustain a creature for one day.
Yeah, it just takes like a sprig of mistletoe and it's not consumed.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay, it even heals the hit point.
The 1 hit point.
Hey,
if you make 100 good berries, you just like get back to full health every time.
There's some level 1 cheese with good berry, but yeah. Where do you guys want to head next?
Where should we go now?
We didn't examine this room. Like, what did it have inside?
I don't think you did.
We didn't examine it yet.
I gotta flip a bunch of pages.
Alright.
Oh, that room actually would look familiar to Leaf.
What?
To leave?
Leaf?
That's the room that he scried.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry, I was on a different window. Which room are we talking about?
The room that's kind of above you.
Okay.
And that had, if he remembers, it has a title called A Body by Jessa Blatchman. And it was kind of
I
like
think
a...
that one. I think that room was the one that Gerd scried, and I scried.
No, we both did because I couldn't read the title and Leaf read it for me.
Yeah. It had like a paper mache mushroom looking man, partially unfinished with exposed chicken wire, kind of just like laying on the ground.
And now I remember that there was a person in that.
Yeah, there was just like a guy talking.
Is he still there?
No.
We may not be alone in this area.
Yeah, well, there's like 16 cannibal critics in the other room. Of course we're not alone.
There are a lot of cannibals.
Wait, Do I recognize the guy that we saw on that vision to be one of those cannibals?
He was definitely like scraggly and gaunt, like those kinds of people.
All right.
Did
So-
that room have a door?
Yeah, there is an entrance north out of that room.
Okay. Let's check out the other rooms, but I still want to keep going north.
So do you want to peek up north from here?
Yeah.
There's it's just kind of plain room with a large painting on the wall. The painting gives you weird vibes, but you can't really make out what's going on without getting closer. That's north.
The labyrinth of the Green Medusa.
Oh my god.
Left is it's kind of like a weird room. As far as you can tell, like this big hallway and the small thing up top both kind of lead into the same big room. It's got like a separated wall in the middle. And inside that is a very large cage with a man inside. It's got like several levels.
So just to clarify that I heard you right, both doors, the one going up from the main room and the one going to the left top from the main room, lead to the same room.
Both of the left ones go kind of into like a bigger room that has like a separating wall here in the middle.
Okay.
But there's more entrances in that room.
Are the cannibals still there?
They were in a different room.
They were actually, yeah, they were left in another room, like down here.
Yeah, they were like stopping
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You said there's a man in there. Is it just like a regular sized man or like big? Because you mentioned the cage was
He appears human. The cage is like big enough for someone to live in. It's got like multiple floors. Like the top floor is the upstairs. It's got like a bed. You can see.
All right. Then I report back to everyone who's still in the red room and tell them what I've seen.
I'm just scribbling on some paper trying to map this out, which is what I'm actually doing right now.
Do I know anything about the man in the cage?
Hold on.
Yep.
I might have made a mistake.
Because the bottom left door you said was a long hallway earlier.
Yeah, it's. Let me try to draw it. This isn't going to be to scale, but it's a hallway. Move initiative counter the way. It's a hallway. This is like a dividing wall, but it's like the same room.
Sure.
And there's like another room here, but it's not like a door. It's just an opening. And the hallway like even continues past like the big room, so like the hallway would continue. Kind of.
All right.
Yeah,
So basically, one's like the zookeeper's entrance, and the other is like the place where the people looking would pass through.
I think I made a mistake, and this is not the cage.
Okay.
There's no cage. Okay.
I thought I saw. Okay, yeah, I definitely read it wrong. This is a tiny map with so many little numbers on it. Okay, so yeah, left is not a cage. It is just a bunch of abstract paintings on the walls. Lots of colors. But definitely also giving you weird vibes.
Because that's unusual.
Mhm.
I think there's nothing like truly safe in this place, but I do remember that on the vision, the little mushroom man ran towards the guy. So maybe if we go into that room, maybe the guy is gonna chase at least the first person coming in.
That sounds about right. I still say we go north. That's just the way we've been going. We'll eventually hit a dead end, and we'll have an idea of how far north this goes. At least this area.
Sure.
Yeah, no
I
objection.
have nowhere else to be.
Yeah, my agenda is open.
So you're going this door?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where the creepy paint is, right?
103. Yeah, this is the creepy paintings. Let me switch few pages. So this, a little bit bigger. Well, no, it's barely bigger. But the room is kind of shaped like this. You're coming in from the south. There's a big door that leads to a big room on the left. And a way to continue north.
The painting's like here then?
Yeah, the painting will be here. And the plaque is over here.
So I wouldn't have seen that painting then.
No, this is not the same as the body.
No, I mean, I wouldn't have seen the painting that makes me feel weird since it's around the corner then.
I guess not. Maybe the painting's over here. Or maybe there's two of them. There's probably two of them.
Sure, okay.
So long as it doesn't make us roll a check, it's whatever.
No, there will not be a check. It will just happen. Come on in.
I guess we're walking in.
As we pass by the first area, just look down to the left and see what's there.
What's the plaque say?
Yeah, so these abstract images, kind of like splashes of color. You can't make out any forms, but somehow terrifying. Oh, actually, okay, there is a save. It's not a major effect. So just make a wisdom saving throw, everybody.
Everybody?
Yeah, everybody for funsies.
Right.
Honestly, I think at this point I'm just trotting behind Begor, staring,
Nope.
writing on paper.
Oh, easy. 11.
Haha.
Oh God!
And I crit the other one.
I'm busy trying to map all this out.
Jesus.
I'm just walking behind Begor, using him as the reference of where to go.
Well, Bagor kind of just stands there, weeping and like just guttural moaning in the back of his throat for like nearly 5 minutes. He's completely inconsolable.
I take it when I
And like the rest
run
of you
into
kind
him.
of the rest of you kind of like start shedding tears in sympathy for him. But like not nearly. You're a little more cognizant.
I mean, I figure
Are you sure
probably.
Ethan?
And this is going on for 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're having trouble moving Bagor for like 5 minutes.
I slap
Okay.
him to try to.
It doesn't work.
Ow.
I think I bumped
believe-
into his back and fell down and started crying myself, or something. Or rather, bumped into the back of his leg.
Those of you that can control yourself, the northern path has. This is more not a painting, but more of like a physical piece. It's got curling twists of some metal and some spheres of various rainbow shades. There is the corpse of a cannibal critic on the ground, and one of the spheres is shattered. The critic on the ground has burns of several different multicolors. Some of those colors correspond with some of the colors of the spheres.
Are there any other critics in the room?
Not that you can see.
What about the
And-
left door?
Left is a very big room with a couple. It's really only one other exit far in the bottom left. And this is a massive stone hand. It's about 5 feet high and 8 feet across. It is unmoving, but Ovak recognizes this as the guardian of the gallery that will hunt you if you disturb the art.
The
That's
Guardian's
literally-
hand?
Yes.
And it's like made of stone.
Yes, I can flash you a picture here quick.
Nice.
I just want to make sure. When you say bottom left, does that mean it's going south?
Oh,
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
That-
All right.
is creepy. So it's like two hands together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is called by some the curator.
Curator?
I point at that and say, that's the curator. That is the reason you don't touch anything. I look at Leaf when I say that.
I look back and I'm like, I can outrun it. And then seeing as how big you're
Ovak, from your
Ethan-
experience, you don't think he could
Yeah.
outrun it.
I don't
It
think you
is-
can
it is
outrun
fast.
it.
like my flaw is that I'm overly confident.
Yeah.
So I think I can outrun it.
I can't outrun it, so please don't do anything.
Yeah, so, Bagir and Aethys are pretty much useless right now. I'm just gonna go north and start looting the corpse.
No, is North still within like this same area, right? It's still like collection of stuff.
Yeah, it's still the gallery.
I guess I'm going to have to follow him north and try to stop him.
Do you try to
Gonna
stop
need
him
a
or you
hand
just
for
watch
that.
No, I'm looting the corpse of the
Oh, you're
dead.
looting the corpse. Oh,
Yeah, not art stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll follow him just in case. So I
Athos
guess-
and I are left behind.
Yeah, I guess you guys are both
Crying
just
on the
crying.
floor. What are we
Yeah.
supposed to do about it? I already tried slapping you.
It won't be too long.
Yeah.
So as you get closer, you see that these rainbow orbs are like delicately balanced. So this guy must have tried climbing it and knocked one over or something.
Jesus.
It definitely goes high. Like some of these spheres are about 18 feet off the ground.
Okay.
I think be very
how
careful.
big are these orbs?
We will say that they're like maybe about as big as your fingertip to your elbow.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't actually matter all that much, but the munchkin in me is wanting to take some and use them as grenades, which is why I
Oh
wanted
my
to know.
god.
I want to take it and give it to the blue lady because she mentioned looking for orbs too, right? And then art. So this fits both of that.
Oh, is
Oh
there a
my
plaque in
God.
this room?
I'm not going to, but
Happy
Yeah,
Underground by Lucy Cohen.
take them.
So you're looting the corpse?
yeah.
Uh,
Should I roll investigation for that?
No, I'll just. Don't worry about it.
Cool. Can I also check anything about these burns and like what might have caused that? Like, I know it's the rainbow stuff in there, but like if I can figure out whether it's
It's definitely spell-like. There's different effects. Like, there's some of them are like fire burns, some of them acid burns. Just a bunch of stuff that would hurt all different parts. You managed to find 23 gold on the body.
Good job.
all right. And so on that last ghost that stole my gold, did it end up stealing all of it? Do I just end up with the 23 that I found here?
It's not stolen. It's like just turned to mush, and it's no longer gold, the metal. It's just like gunk and gross.
Okay.
You should probably take that out of your pockets.
I don't have it.
Glitter.
Okay, yeah.
Is this on the floor what I have now?
Yes.
That's all of it. Okay, so none of my other stuff survived.
Actually, I will say you feel like there's something you're missing in the room. You can roll an investigation check if you want, but it would take some time, and you might have a random encounter.
I'll still do that because they should be waking up soon because you said it's 5 minutes, right?
Yeah,
So-
they'll be waking up soon.
All right, then I'll go ahead and roll that and also add the gold to my pocket without letting anyone know that I took it.
But if you want to not let Ovek know, then you're gonna have to roll sleight of hand.
Come on, mess it up.
10?
10.
That's like over his passive perception. So even if he's not looking specifically, he's gonna
Yeah.
notice.
I don't know.
That he notices that you put something in your pocket.
Oh, is that not over my passive perception? Oh yeah, I'm 11. Never mind. Yeah. I just give you a look.
And I'm like, listen, I'm the one doing looting the corpse. Like it's nothing important.
And you call
And
me
to
the
start
cannibal.
investigating the room.
One of the torches on one of the walls goes out.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so there's a time limit in this room. I'm gonna hurry up and investigate then. Well, I'm still gonna take my time. I know it takes a while, but you know what I mean. Like roll it now.
Okay. As everyone else comes to and joins you in the room, let me move the page over.
Same.
I'll draw it.
Ooh, well, we're going to meet some caretakers.
It's kind of a long. something like that. You find a secret panel in the floor.
Ooh.
Do I find it? Is it a trap or is it like a thing to open a hidden
A
entrance?
tile slides away, revealing text in 8 languages, including Common, saying distraction. And inside this little pit, under the tiles, there is a lever.
Do the other languages also say distraction?
Yes. So those of you that speak like Halfling or Dwarven would recognize those. Or Elvish.
Is it also giant?
I'd have to count languages, but whatever the 8 most common languages are.
Okay.
I thought Giant uses like another one for its writing, right?
But it uses the letters, but they're not necessarily like a one-to-one translation. Like we could say like French or Spanish uses the same letters as English, but you wouldn't know how to read it.
Oh, okay.
So all this is saying distraction and a lever.
Yes.
Don't pull that lever.
Or maybe
Yeah, and you
use
guys,
that when there's
you
an
guys all
enemy.
come into the room while he's like bending down on the ground, reading this piece of paper.
Which I'm holding up very.
I forgot to mention, like, as you leave the room, kind of you just have this like overwhelming feeling of hatred for whoever this Milo de Fretwell guy is that designed that last room. Like, he just, what an asshole.
Yeah.
That's just kind of just what you think when you leave the room. And I think we can stop here for the night.
We stop here with a leaf arm on the lever, presumably about to pull it, even though we're telling him not to.
Well,
The
we will
leaf
have to
about
find
to
out
do
next
the-
week.
The biggest mess he can.
No, I'm not gonna pull the lever unless there's an enemy here. It says distraction. If there's an enemy, we can distract it.
Are we sure it's not supposed to be distracting us?
Well, I mean, if there's an
That
enemy,
is-
we'll find out.
All right. Anybody have any questions? I think, we're gonna level up at some point, probably.
Oh my god. Wait. Caleb, question. The red room has red pillars?
I don't think so.
Because I'm seeing the notes that I have from the vision that Leaf got. It's like the room has red pillars. There is a semi-transparent boy in the middle. It makes him feel safe. And I was like,
It is definitely a different room, but kind of the same idea. Yeah.
Like similar effects.
all right.
Cool.
It
Oh,
might
right.
be because of the boy that we have this room, and then we'll find out. But
Could be.
And if I
Safe
remember
rooms are
right in
safe.
the encounters, that guy might have a chance of showing up. So maybe someday you're back in that room, we'll just pop in. So yeah, if you are confident in your ability to know how to level up, you can just do that, or try to contact me some point during the week and we can do it, or we could just make sure we take care of it at the
We're going
beginning
to
of
level up
next
between
session.
now and next session.
Yeah,
Okay.
so everyone should be level 4.
Level 4. Do we get
All right.
spell slots back when that happens?
No, just new slots only for now.
No.
Doesn't bother me. I don't get any new slots this level.
I'm gonna have to check for mine.
I have a question. Do you know if the sneak attack dice increase when that happens? Is that only when I level up the rogue class, or is that just level up?
It's only for levels in rogue class.
All right, I just know that in warlock and a lot of the spell ones, it's based off of level, not necessarily level.
Yeah, like cantrips go off of pure level.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I might not do wizard or fucking yeah. wizard, I might just stick with rogue because really sneak attack's the only thing I'm going for me. So if I can't get that power.
Ooh, I get a new cantrip. Sweet, I can become animals that swim now.
Do you want to swim in any of the liquids you've seen so far?
No, but like, I mean, there has to be something good.
This should be fun.
You know what? I'm gonna go and swim on what was the name? Something economy.
the milk blood thing? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Unlikely economies. That sounds like a fun swim.
Are we adding current hit points with?
Oh,
or-
Yes, you can add current hit points with your max hit points.
Okay.
I messed up. Is that how I do it? Just hit
Yeah,
dice?
that's definitely one way to do it.
Probably easier than what I did.
How do I do that with my hit die?
Yeah, you can click hit dice.
I think
5
literally the only thing I get is the ability score increase and hit points.
Yeah, rangers sometimes get slow levels.
So, it's
Or-
so I get hit die for extra. Nice.
Oh, by the way, can we take what's the name of that thing?
Feats?
Yes, feats. Instead of
if
this
you
ability
want
score.
to.
I think there was one that I wanted. Let me see.
Yeah, I want to take alert.
Just keep in mind the ability score increases are also very good, so it's definitely a trade-off. But
Right. I just figure since assassinate relies on me being the first to strike, and that's my other big thing, alert is kind of important.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
how
plans.
does? Sorry, how
Go
does the increase in health work? It's I just roll the hit die,
yeah. So you got 8, so you can add
Yeah.
8 to your maximum hit points, and
and then I
also-
have something else because I'm a hill giant. Sorry, hill dwarf.
oh
I
yeah,
get
you get the
plus
extra
1.
+1. Yeah.
So that'd be 9.
Yep.
So then I go up to a whopping 40.
That's pretty big.
It's 4 more than me.
Pretty buff. And now I can put 2 into one of my scores.
Yes, or you can do 1 and 1 if you have odds. So you could bump your charisma to 16 and your strength to 14 if you
And-
wanted.
So then, and now get me that'd be 2 strength and then 3 charisma for the
Yep.
modifiers. Yeah, that seems good. So it's 16 and 14.
Yep.
So now I think I have a better chance of hitting, right?
Yeah, for both attacks and spells. And like
Yeah.
your cure wounds is better and stuff.
Nice.
Where do we put feats?
Probably in the additional stuff in your bio, like additional features and traits.
Okay.
But for alert, like I think we can just add like a +5 to your initiative and stuff.
In the gear icon, there's an initiative modifier you can add onto it in the center top.
Yeah, we can fix that easily.
Oh, right, I need to check if my oath does anything now. Ba, 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 ba.
Out of curiosity, which oath do you have?
I think it's called Oath of the Ancients.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, I know it's only at 5th, at level 5. I get more stuff. But yeah, it's Oath of the Ancients because like there are a lot of evil oaths, and a lot of like super like goody two shoe oaths. And I didn't really want my character to be either one of those. But there's like some really cool like Oathbreaker stuff.
Yeah.
If that ever comes up.
Well, apparently this would be a great party if we were doing a wilderness campaign.
Got a druid, got a ranger.
Yeah, I can talk to animals, and you can talk to animals, right?
I can communicate with them. I can't talk. With them.
Yeah. Oh. Wait, what's so like you can like do
Like,
improvise
I can get their
dancing?
I can figure out their general disposition and that sort of thing, and
I see.
but can't actually use words. And of course, Bugor can turn into them.
Yeah. I assume that
Yes,
that
I
also,
can.
Can you also communicate with them?
If they're the same species, it's probably fine. And
Yeah.
you can get
If I-
spells to do it, I'm sure.
I do have a spell that's speak with animals, but I don't have it prepared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just get that naturally prepared because of my oath.
So how
Okay.
do I add? Sorry.
Do you want me to fix your initiative thing?
Yes, please.
So in the settings, there's just initiative modifier. You can set it to 5. Whoops, not 53.
Wait, what's going on with the initiative?
His feat gives him extra initiative,
Oh, all right.
so he should be good to go.
Cool. Thank you.
I want to ask
gonna go
about.
ahead and... What?
So I was going to ask about divine sense, but I can talk about that afterwards.
I'm gonna get the feat observant. Observant, yeah. This increases my passive perception. So do I just leave it like 12 and add those 5, or?
There's probably something in the cogwheel section here. Let me check. Oh yeah, in the very bottom. What's it get plus 5?
Yeah, plus 5. And I also have... Oh no, but that's investigation. Wait, I'm gonna need help. It says you have a plus 5 bonus to your passive wisdom, perception, and passive intelligence investigation scores.
That's not passive. It's just an active thing.
So when I do an investigation, it's plus 5?
Yeah, and we can add that up here too.
That's
So-
all.
Oh,
I think that's all for me. So I'm gonna.
All right, good night.
all right. And I'm gonna add my 1 wisdom, and I'm good to go.
Great.
Nice.
There we go. Oh, I'm gonna change this. Level 4.
I'm just planning on
Alright.
getting my dexterity to 20 before I take any feats.
Yeah, that's really good for just flat damage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, level 8. I might take sharpshooter at level 8, the feat, and then hit 20 dex at level 12 if we get that far. I don't know. If we even get to level 8, I don't know.
Yeah, I've no idea where this is going. We'll see. Well, thanks everybody.
Gonna get...
Until
No
next
problem. See you guys on Sunday. Bye.
See you, Blood Wolf.
Yep, good night.